I'll pass you on to Andrew.
Well, good morning everyone. Thank you, Antonio. It's great to see you all here. Good morning, councillors. Good morning, dogs. I reckon people have used this to do two things. Firstly, obviously, to have their voices heard, but also to walk dogs, which is good to see. Look, I'm a long-standing opposer of building on greenfield sites unnecessarily. I think we've got stacks of room in our towns to build on brownfield sites that are currently derelict. Trowbridge is no exception to that. So I have a presumption against building on greenfield sites unless it's necessary, unless we've already built on derelict sites of which you will all be familiar in Trowbridge. That said, we've clearly got to put housing somewhere, and I think people living locally are realistic about this particular development, but what they want is something that is going to suit them too, and the current outline proposal, I'm afraid, doesn't do that. It's very clear. The strength of opinion is very clear because people have turned out at 8 o'clock on a fairly chilly morning to make their position clear to those who are considering this matter at the moment. For me, having looked at this, and well done Simone and others for the meeting the other night, brilliant meeting, that the needs of residents are clear. They want, firstly, this to be sympathetic. They want this road to go in a place that is sympathetic to their needs, and not right across the bottom of their gardens. They want to respect Drynham Brook. They want to find that their gardens are not tipping in to the brook, and they want to see flooding remediated, because at the moment you build on a site, you're going to make flooding worse. That's going to affect us all, and in this particular part of Trowbridge, as we've seen on a number of occasions, that can have fairly serious consequences. So we need to see proper flood mitigation, and I'm afraid those who own this site have not covered themselves in glory so far in doing things like ripping out that whopping great big hedge, which was a haven for wildlife and is now basically a bonfire. I think that is hugely regrettable. So we want some more sympathy, actually, and we want to have something, I think, that most people can at least live with. People don't want to see their houses overlooked. They don't want to see themselves being overlooked when in the garden in the summer months. So this will not work. Let's do what we can with the planning authorities to ensure that what eventually emerges here it works with people rather than against them. And let's also think about what will happen long term as various bits of road get linked up, and what that means in terms of rat running. That seems to me to be sensible planning rather than the kind of thing we've seen in this outline plan, which I think will be a complete disaster. So there it is. Well done. This is a great meeting. Believe me, I've been to quite a few on chilly mornings, and they tend to be 2 or 3 people and a couple of dogs. Well, you vastly exceeded that, and lots of dogs. So that's really, really good. Congratulations. I'm with you all the way. Let's make sure this works for you rather than against you. Thank you.